Shalom. Akim. Shalom. Akwatian. We're going to start the I.S.U.P.K. North Carolina scripture breakdown. Right? Today we're going to, I won't say a ton of stuff, but, some the New York draft riots, right? The history in it, and the impact it had on black people in America, Negroes in America. All right? I'm talking real low. All right? Yeah. Turn me up. I went all the way up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's it. Right there. All right. So now let's start at Joshua 6 and 1. Let's start there first. Joshua 6 and 1. All right? And when you get there, Tabon, you could take it, or let what's his name? Sadak. Yeah. Sadak, you take it. Mm-hmm. All right, come on. So we basically we're going to dive into protests. You know what I mean? Like what real protest is all about. What we're going to read about here in Joshua 6 and 1, this is real protest. This is how it's done. You understand? Not the way, not the way your black leader is doing it right now. Right? That's not how to protest. You understand? That's not, we don't, the Bible ain't tell it to go march for justice. Never tell it to do that. You understand? I don't know where your black leaders getting it from. Where they getting it from? Yeah. Their own mind, their own thoughts. You understand? But we in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander Jerry YAHANNA, we go pull out the scriptures. We go pull the Bible on you. You understand? So give me Joshua 6 and 1. All right?
Okay, sir. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel.
You understand? Jericho, everybody know that battle of Jericho. You understand? With the children of Israel. And it's saying that what Jericho was what? Shut up, meaning under siege. Nothing, read on.
Because of the children of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
none went out and none came in.
Right, as I said, it was under siege. You understand? Right? Read on.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given unto thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor.
Right, and the mighty man of valor. Like the Lord has to be with you. You understand? You can't go and have a protest without trying to get direction from the Lord. You understand? Like this Black Lives Matter, this Antifa. We're gonna learn a little bit about Antifa and see how clean they are. How clean these people are. You understand? And see if we should be following these bastards. You understand? Or we should be following the Lord or the men of the Lord. All right, read on.
Verse 3. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round the city once.
All right, all ye men of war. You understand? You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, this was you back then, and it could be us right now. All you have to do is give up the church, give up the drugs, give up loving America, give up loving your oppressor, and this can be you, mighty men, great men of valor, meaning brave men. You understand? Not afraid of your oppressor. Not afraid to call the white man the devil the Bible speaks of. Or your oppressor the devil. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to lose your slavery with what comes out your mouth by telling the truth. You understand? You could be mighty again, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. All right, read on.
And go round about the city once.
Mm-hmm.
Thus shall thou do 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns.
Right. So basically what he's doing, the Lord is doing, the Lord told Joshua what to do. He told them to take these priests and go and march around the city. Go march around the city with what? With the I believe with the Ark of the Covenant. You understand? Right, read on.
And 7 days ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow with the trumpets. Verse 5.
All right, so all of that should be taken place. Now, the Lord had to be dealing with you for this to go on, man. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, you're going to fall, no matter what. All the marching and protest since, you know what I mean, going back to Rodney King, you know what I mean, because that's one of the major riots that happened in America, recent riots that happened in America, I would say, major riot. There was more that happened, but Rodney King will go down in history as one of the most, you know what I mean, devastating ones. You understand? And nothing has changed to today. Just what? Just a couple what? So-called policies that we had to go and beg our so-called oppressor for. Do you have anything on the Rodney King and what change came about? All right. So while he get in, continue reading.
Sir. Mm-hmm. Verse 5. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet,
right,
all the people.
You understand? This ram's horn right here is something that we, you know what I mean, we use, you know what I mean, good for the Sabbath service. And just imagine that being sung out loud. We got to take back our culture, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. We can't go to these, you know what I mean, our oppressor to get everything that the Lord says ours. You understand? Like we reading about over thousands of years ago, when we had that ram's horn was very important to us. The oil, the wine, those things were very important to us. All right, you got it? All right. So we're going to read a little something about the Rodney riots, the Rodney King riots that happened in 92, right? So go ahead, Tabo on.
Come on, sir. This is an article called How the LA Riots Changed Everything and Nothing.
Hold on. How the what? Read it one more time.
How the LA Riots Changed Everything and Nothing.
It changed everything and nothing. What you think going to change after all these riots has take place? Nothing. You know what I mean, it's going to go back to how it was. The cops going to continue killing us, and we're going to continue marching, and we're going to continue protesting. We're going to continue looting. Right? Where does the change come? Right, read on.
Come on. Select, sir.
Take your time.
Come on. Tensions today that need attention. In some ways, the riots heralded today's new era of civil unrest, with a videotape as catalyst, a militarized police response, and the emergence of young activists with their own agenda and tactics.
All right, you understand? That's what came of it. Read on.
But the riots also prompted an exodus of working-class black families to outlying counties. A community that was once a majority African-American is now 2/3 Latino, and the sort of wholesale changes needed to help South Los Angeles achieve stability never materialized.
Right. I'm not going to get pulled into saying the Latino are not our brothers. They're our brothers. You understand?
Come.
But what's going to take a hard hit is our black businesses,
that's
our
right,
Hispanic and Native Indian businesses.
Right.
After all these riots and looting, that's why your so-called oppressor was up in there with you.
Come.
You understand? Because he gains from this. We don't.
Come.
You understand? After tonight, you're going to know how to deal with your oppressor. You will know how to deal with him. You're going to know that marching or protesting is not done the way your black leaders or the Black Lives Matters have you out there doing. That's not how it's done. That's not how change come about in Israel. Right? Read.
Come. It is still one of the poorest communities in the region.
It's still what?
One of the poorest communities in the region.
One of the poorest communities in the region. After all the marching, all the protesting, look at what happened to us there in L.A. It's still one of the what?
It is still one of the poorest communities in the region.
Read on.
With stubbornly high unemployment, a poverty rate double that of Los Angeles County.
So what you think gonna happen in Minneapolis after
Right.
all this riot? It's gonna have a what? A high what?
Sir. Stubbornly high unemployment.
They're gonna have a stubbornly high unemployment. Read on.
A poverty rate double that of Los Angeles County, and a shortage of basic amenities like banks, parks, grocery stores, and health centers.
You understand? Like it's fully not in our favor to, you know what I mean, to do these protests. I know you're angry,
Come.
but let's learn how to diverge that anger, where to put that anger in.
Right.
You understand? I went out. We went out there. I think it was this weekend.
Come.
Spoke to a few black brothers, Black Power, black
Come,
brothers
come.
who are out there taking pictures and stuff to, you know what I mean, to come help support black people. This, that, the other. You think that their cause is good, but their cause is really against black people.
That's right.
You understand? It's really against. Why? Why I'm saying that is because I asked them one particular question, and I asked them if separating from America can hold on. Let me get the exact question I gave these brothers, and you're going to see how destroyed we are. You know, understand? You're going to see how destroyed blacks and Hispanics and Native Indian are. So read it again from the top for me.
It is still one of the poorest communities in the region, with stubbornly high unemployment, a poverty rate double that of Los Angeles County, and a shortage of basic amenities like banks, parks, grocery stores, and health centers.
Right. So now, here's a question I asked you, brother. Hold on. Do you think African Americans should separate from America? Guess what I was thinking? I gave a few minutes, a minute to guess, or for you to answer the question, blacks, Hispanics, and Indians. You who listening, you answer that question. Do you think African Americans, meaning blacks, right, Negroes, right, should separate from America? I'm waiting to see some response, tab one. And we didn't see some response. And then I'm gonna tell you, you know what I mean, a couple of the responses I got. Nobody wanna take a try at the question. Right? Do you think African Americans should separate from America? Come on.
On the Facebook, Yashalin said yes.
Yes. Right? Yes, we should separate from. And when they say yes, what do you mean by yes? Yaselin.
Come.
What do you mean by yes? Elaborate a little for me. Exactly, elaborate a little on what these bourgeois Negroes were saying out there. To show you how, you know what I mean, how far-fetched their mind is to black people and Hispanics and Native Indian. You understand? Come on.
Come, just waiting for a response, sir.
Yeah, let them take the time. They need to take the time and type in that answer. We will see how much
sir.
you're learning in these classes.
Come.
You know what I mean? All these classes that come out of YAHANNA, you know what I mean, are placed all out throughout this country. Let it, you know what I mean, let it reap fruition right now. Let me see you answer that question. You understand? Because black brothers out there, they don't have a clue what to do.
Come.
They don't have a clue.
No response yet.
All right?
The one brother also did say, Chupa Kodum say Kana no Kana.
All right, we should. All right. Now, I did not know, right? I learned Saturday that separation and segregation are two words that's being used in the black community, in the uppity up community.
Right.
Separation to them mean you transplant yourself, meaning you take yourself from America and you go somewhere else. So when you say separate from America, in their mind, they're thinking, nah, we built this place. We shouldn't go anywhere. You understand? But you know that when I say separate, I mean what? What do I mean by separate from America? Yes, take yourself out in America. Meaning what? Don't celebrate the holidays. You understand? Don't do what he is doing. Totally separate yourself from him. His belief, everything is Christianity. Let him believe in his Christianity. You understand? Totally separate yourself from America. In their mind, they're thinking to leave America. You understand? But when you say segregation, it's almost like, no, we can't segregate. No, we need them. Right. You understand? So those two S words, separate and segregation. Black people out there, I mean, those rich black ones, Negroes, they do not want to do that. And it's going to be a sad day for them. A real sad day. Come on, Sadak.
My question, though, is if we're supposed to separate and leave, where the hell are we supposed to go?
Right. You understand?
Are we supposed to go back to Africa? Like the people that don't want us and they let us know they don't want us.
Right.
You know, where are we supposed to go?
Right. You understand? That's why when they say separate, oh no, because they know going back to Africa is you know what I mean, is going, you know what I mean, walking backwards. You know what I mean? Come on.
So like I said, sister online, Isaiah Ashah said, stop loving them.
Yes. You understand? Simply stop loving them. That's as simple as they could put a separate mean. Stop loving these heathens. Right. Your oppressor. Come on. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 They want to see a drawn out plan. Like step one. Step one, we pack your bag. Step two. Step two, we go, you know what I mean? We buy a plane ticket. You know what I mean? They want to see it in steps. Right, come on. Some of us are. Some of us are. The resources our so-called oppressor has given some of us, you can't live without it. You understand? Like, you know what it is to go take for Creflo Dollar to give up that mansion? What the Bible says is easy for what? A camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Christ knew what he was saying when he said it. He knew the mindset of rich black folks, of rich Hispanics and Native Indian folks. He knew the mindset of them. That's why he said that. And that's why when you go out there and you ask these questions, it's almost strange to hear the responses, because you are bred in here not to love the white man. Right. You're bred in here not to love your oppressor. You understand? Not to celebrate his holidays. So when you hear separate, you understand what it completely means. When you hear segregate, you understand what it means. It means having your own. It means loving your own people. Right. It means taking care of your own. It means you're going to have what? Black doctors. You're going to have what? Black engineers. Right. You're going to have what? Black, come on, electricians, plumbers. You're going to have black essential workers. Right. You understand? And now it ain't a problem for a brother to go there and put his life on the line for his people. Right. You understand? But today, you got to be an essential worker and put your life on the line for your oppressor. No. We ain't supposed to be living like that. You understand? We should put our lives on the line for our brothers and sisters. And that's what we're learning here in the I.S.U.P.K on the Commander Journey, YAHANNA. We're learning to put our brothers and sisters' lives before us. You understand? That's what we're learning in here. And you're going to see, by the time we finish, you're going to understand everything that has happened to us. It ain't it ain't like your oppressor just wake up one morning and say, you know what? I'm going to make this police force as brutal as can be or oppressive as can be. Like he didn't wake up one morning. They are like that for a reason. You understand? Come on. Yes, they're like that for a reason. It's designed to be like that, right? You have any more on that? Come on, read on.
Salakia.
Uh-huh.
It says, some residents were comforted by the show of firepower, but others worry that it spells an end to community policing and a return to heavy-handed tactics. In fact, police shootings have been rising across Los Angeles. In 2015, the LAPD had 48 officer-involved shootings, more than New York City, Houston, or Philadelphia.
You understand?
And 18 more than the year before.
Right. You understand? Like, don't think that from marching there's going to be any big change. Right. From protesting or looting or rioting that there's going to come about change. Not when your oppressor is in power. Not when he is in power. When he's in power, brother, you better turn to this Bible. You better come in this class and learn how to serve the Lord. You understand? Right? We're going to skip that, right? Now we're going to come back to Joshua. All right, we're going to skip to Joshua. Go to right, go to verse 15. Go to verse 15. All right? We're going to get this Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 15. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early above the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times.
You understand? They followed the Lord direction through Joshua. You understand? This ain't Black Lives Matter. There ain't no oppressor marching there up inside our military. You understand? Ain't no Antifa marching with us. You understand? And trying to come in there and say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. You understand? The Lord knows Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian. He knows lives matter, and he wants you to obey. Obey him. You understand? Joshua obeyed him to a T, and you're going to see what the Lord going to do for us. Read on.
Sir. Only on that day did they compass the city 7 times. Verse 16. And it came to pass that the 7th day, and it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord has given you the city.
Shout for the what?
For the Lord has given you the city.
Shout for the Lord has given you the city. You understand? It wasn't what? No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Not that crap. You understand? Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. No. There was shout to the Lord, for he has given you what? The city. You cry unto the Lord. You thank the Lord. You understand? That's what Joshua was telling the men of Israel to do. Right? Read on.
Sir. Verse 17. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein.
And all that are therein. You understand? So now, what I really want to try and get into, right, alongside this, is the New York draft riots. How many of you know about the New York draft riots? What you all could tell me about the New York draft riots? Anybody? Online? Anybody online? Anybody in the class? Come on. You know anything about the New York draft riots? La? Okay. All right. So, what you all know about the Civil War in America? Who was the Civil War against? Come on.
Was it the North against the South, the Confederate against the
Somebody help him. Come on. The Union, right? So the Confederate against the Union. So basically, at this time, America was already formed, right? Because when was the Declaration of Independence? Anybody online? When was the Declaration of Independence? Now, these things they're not going to teach you in your schools. Forget the church. Church ain't teaching you a lick of history. All they're teaching you to do is dance, sing, and praise Satan. You're inside there. They ain't teaching you a lick of this history. You're going to get the truth. You know what I mean? You're going to see the oppressor for who he is. All right? The Declaration. All right, hold on. Come on.
What I have is from Wikipedia. The Declaration of Independence was created on June through July 1776 and ratified July 4th, 1776.
So basically in the year 1776 is when they had what? The Declaration of Independence. And Declaration of Independence meant they did what?
That was when they declared that they were independent from England.
Right. So America had to so-called go to war with who? With England to get what? Freedom. That's why it's so deceitful to tell black people that they are free when freedom is only given to somebody. Is slacky. Freedom is not given to you. You have to fight for your freedom. Right. Freedom is something fought for. You can't be given freedom. You understand? That means you are not free. Who are you free from? You're still under his laws. You're still under his flag. You still have to pull the money out with his face on it. Down to what's the bronze one called? The dime? The dime or what's it small? The penny? Down to the penny. The penny bronze, at least they could have put a black face on it. Right? Hell no, they ain't giving you that too. You understand? Everything is just your face of your oppressor. But you're going to tell me we're free? Who you pay rent to? Who you go buy your food from? Who you go buy your clothes from? You understand? Who you pay taxes to if you're free? Christ back all the way back then in Rome when he told his disciples, you know what I mean, render unto Caesar what is Caesar. Why? Because we were under Roman captivity. You understand? Just like we're under what? America's captivity here right now. You understand? We were not free. We still are not free. Freedom is something you have to fight for. You want to learn to fight for freedom? You ain't going to learn it under Black Lives Matter. You're not going to learn it under Antifa. You're going to learn it in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That's where you're going to learn how to fight for freedom. You understand? Come on.
I have here the New York City draft riots from Google.
Hold on to that. Give me the Declaration of Independence. All right. So we're gonna read a little bit of the Declaration of Independence. I know some of us may have read it already, but we just go over a little bit, and we'll push on. Come on.
Sir. The Declaration of Independence in Congress, July 4th, 1776.
Right.
The unanimous declaration.
No, this is something we can't. We just can't brush over. Right. Meaning this. When was slavery abolished? Come on. Hold on. Now, I know you went, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Let me get somebody who went to the oppressor high school or college. Come on, tell me. I know they must have tell you in history class, or they forgot that part of history, like they always do. Come on. Okay, but you had to tell me the year. Somebody cheating, man. Somebody, yes, right? 18, I think it's 1868 to be more precise, specific, right? 1868. What year was history abolished in the Caribbean? What year was slavery abolished in the Caribbean? boy, I play double jeopardy. I'll take all your money. Come on.
Was it 1835?
Around, I think it's 1834, either 1830s to 1834.
Count.
That's when it was abolished in where? In the Caribbean. Now, these days, you had a hole in the back of your mind because what we're going to go through is you're going to, how to put like, at the time, you know what I mean, like, basically fill the timelines in as we come on to 2020, right? So, slavery was abolished in America in 1868. The Declaration of Independence was when? 1776, which means you were what? You were still a slave.
Right.
You were still picking cotton. You were still making America rich beyond rich. You understand? You were still picking tobacco. You were still cutting sugar cane. You understand? Like we were still doing all these things when America fought for their independence. And then in 1868, they wrote something on a paper and tell you what? You're free. Now, if that ain't smooth talk,
right,
I don't know what the hell that is. Did America write a letter, or did England write a letter to America and say, now you're free? No. They went to war for their freedom. You understand? They went to war. Right? So now we're going to read a little bit of the Declaration of Independence. Come on.
The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands.
And now knowing that, what you should understand is this, is that when this is being written, you in the cotton field, so which means this is being written to who? Yes, for the Americans. This is America talking here. This has nothing to do with the slave at this time because you didn't have any sitting in the ship, nothing like that. You were just property. You were just like you had enough rights like a what? Like a cattle, like a cow in the field. That's how much rights you had. None. Come on. Yes, that's why when you get that stamp on your passport, you're going to say Italy for X and X amount of time. If you don't come back, what happened to you? You get what? Okay. So you come to America, right? And your country stamp on your passport, you're supposed to be in America for 3 months. If Homeland Security picks up with you, what happened? Yeah, but you all ain't never get it before. You get deported. You understand? You depending on how high up you is, they come look for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like you still the property of some white man. You still some property. You think you could just stamp your passport and say I'm going to the Caribbean, I'm going to Trinidad. Or you could just pick yourself up and put yourself on a plane. No. You had to ask for who? For his what? Permission. Right. That's why you have a visa and a passport. To ask for what? Permission. Mr. Oppressor, can I go to the Caribbean? No. You don't have enough, you don't have enough, I want to say resources or collateral or whatever, as I say. You know what I mean? Like, coming to leaving America and going to another country is much easier than you leaving a country and coming to America. All right? Coming to America is so difficult for blacks in the Caribbean to the point whereas they sometimes you sometimes get rejected. So you spend at least $200, 200 US to get a passport, and you could possibly get rejected. You know what I mean? Come on. Mm-hmm. You understand? If he was Irish, as you will see as we go on, he would have gotten it long time. If he was Irish and British, he would have gotten that long time ago, with no fight, no hustle. Come on. You understand? Like full out oppression. Understand? And we're gonna see. Read on.
Human events, like it. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another.
You understand? So one people, right? And who is the other? Who is the one people? Come on. Yes, the Americans. So now we're going how to put it, divide it into Americans and who? England or British. So the other will be who? British. Right? Read on.
Which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station.
You understand? So for them to be called like a superpower, what did America have to do? Come on. England. Correct. Or the British. For them to be called or to attain that superpower, they had to be separated from England. You understand? For you to be on top, you're gonna have to do what? Separate from America.
Right.
That's the only way that's gonna happen. I'm not speaking about picking up guns. Nat Turner tried it. The Black Panther tried it. They failed. You're going to learn the right way in here, and you're going to learn the right way in the UPK on how to go about doing it, and how to go about getting power. Come on, read on.
Come on, sir. Mm-hmm. An equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation.
You understand? Which compel them to separation. Now, if you could skip me down to some of the things, because in the declaration, they actually worded out why they separated from England. All right? Just give me a couple of them. There's one in there where it speaks about they were being oppressed by the army or by the guards. Come on.
Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses...
Well, a long train of what?
Abuses.
Of abuses, like how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian have been going through in America. A long list of abuses, read on.
And usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism. It is, Salakia.
Take your time.
It is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government.
To what?
To throw off such government.
You understand? Like black people, you have the right to do it, but the Lord don't want you to. You understand? Understand what I'm saying? The way I've been treated in America, under what he is saying, you have the right to do what you're doing right now, but not under the Lord, not under this Bible, not under what governs you. This doesn't govern you. You understand? That Declaration of Independence does not govern you, but it's good to see or to understand what America had to go through to become America. You understand? They had to separate from Britain to be the greatest country on the face of the earth, greatest people on the face of the earth. You understand? Like American pride, brother, it's nigh unto the sky. Right. You understand? And it's because of what their forefathers did. That's why they have that. But what's going to bring back pride in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian is you reading this Bible and knowing that it's for you.
That's right.
And knowing that one day you're going to be in rulership.
That's right.
You understand? All right? Knowing that. one day you're going to be in rulership. Read on.
Come. And to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government.
You understand? So we're going to stop there for now. You all could go read that Declaration of Independence, and you're going to see what we are going through right now under America is what they basically went through under England, which was oppressive. You understand? And they decided to do what? Take guns up and go fight them. You understand? And what did the Lord say when it comes to so-called Esau or the white man? Come on.
That he was blessed with the sword.
That he was blessed with a sword. Where is that? What scripture is that? It's Genesis. I think Genesis 27. I read that quick. Salaki, let's, yeah.
Khan. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
You understand? That's why your oppressor is able to pick the gun up and become successful. You understand? That's why he's able to pick the cannon up, the what you call those tankers up, and be successful. Because he's what? Read.
And by the sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother.
Right? And by that sword you should live. That's how he was supposed to live, and that's how he's living to this day. Go get me that out the Quran. Go get me that out the Bhagavad Gita. You understand? Go get me out the Book of the Dead. Get this out the Book of the Dead. You understand? It prophesied that this man is going to live by what? The sword. Wow. And that's how he lived. That's how he got America. Now you going and picking up the same sword that the so-called oppressor picks up and go fights for freedom. It's not going to work. Right. That's not what you were blessed with. You understand? You were blessed if you follow the Lord, statutes and commandments.
That's right.
And the Lord will fight for you. How did Moses got the children of Israel out of Egypt? Right? Come on.
With the help of the Lord, Adawan.
Yes. It was Moses, Aaron, and a staff. And guess who was with them? The Lord. Right. And that was it. That's all we needed. And we walk out of Egypt. You understand? And what happened to the Egyptians? The Lord destroyed their mighty army. It was destroyed. Just like the mighty army America is amassing right now on the face of the earth. Trust me, when the Lord come back, it's going to be done in what? The Lord says it's going to be done in an hour. 1 hour. Right? Come on.
Salakia. So is that like the literal hour that we serve, that we know an hour to be, or like you know how the Lord's time is different from ours?
Okay, an hour just meaning a short time. Right? With the Lord is never, an hour is not like, the white man thinks an hour is 60 minutes. Right. No. You understand? It's just like when it comes to a day. A day to us is what? Evening and what? Morning. That's a day to us. Not the so-called oppressor. A day to him is what? 24 hours. Right. You understand? We don't go, tick, tock, like that. Like his time of time. All right? Come on, somebody raise a hand.
Christ come back like a thief in the night.
Right, meaning what?
Like, so they can prepare all they want, you know what I'm saying? But they're not going to be prepared. You know
what I'm saying? You understand? Like, you could be prepared how much you want. Christ come back as a thief in the night, meaning you ain't going to know when he coming. So if you preparing for him to come right now, he's not coming. You understand? You in your bunkers, clipping up. You on watch right now, he coming right now. He not coming. He coming when you just, when you're just about that, tired where you just You know what I mean? Them eyelids just close and bam. You know what I mean? You'll be shaking and kind of gun falling out your hand, all kind of thing, because you least expect it. You understand? No, coming back to Joshua. Coming back to Joshua.
Kind of know what kind, sir.
Right? And read from verse 18.
Kind of know what kind, sir. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And ye in any ways keep yourselves from the accursed things, lest ye make yourselves accursed.
You understand? Keep yourself from accursed thing. Having Antifa and your oppressor marching or in some protest with you is a cursed thing to the Lord. He don't want them around you in this timing. Yeah, we shouldn't be trying to join to them. All right? We should not be trying to join with them. And you're going to see. You understand? Give me, you have this stuff on Antifa there for me? Come, let's get something on Antifa. You know what I mean? These people that been running up and down the streets with black people marching, protesting. Let's see what they're all about. Let's see if they're about, you know what I mean, black lives. All right? Read.
Who are Antifa?
Mm-hmm.
Antifa, definition in history. The anti-fascist protest movement known as Antifa gained new prominence in the United States after the white supremacists Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia in August 2017. Mm-hmm. In Charlottesville and at many subsequent events held by white supremacists or right-wing extremists, Antifa activists have aggressively confronted what they believe to be authoritarian movements and groups.
So their movement has nothing to do with who?
Black people, sir. Slakia. Blacks and Hispanics.
Yes. Or George Floyd. That's what this whole process is about, right, George Floyd? Their movement have nothing to do with George Floyd. He just read it there, right? You all need him to read it again? All right? No, read on.
Come on, sir. While most counter-protests tend to be peaceful, there have been several instances where encounters between Antifa and the far right have turned violent.
Right, so you have the, what, far left, far right. You have what, the Confederates, you have the who? Union. You understand? You have red coats, you have the who? Blue coats, right? So you understand what's going on? We always get caught, what, in the fight between two what? Brothers. Always get caught in that fight. You understand? I have a video here to show you also too, where a brother was out there filming, taking some video shots, right, on the protests. And within the video, in that video, you're gonna see Antifa people just going about doing what they do. You understand? Which is just do what? Destroy stuff. Right. You understand? You there protesting while they come there to do what? Just make havoc. Right. You understand? You protesting for a brother who died with a knee on his neck by another oppressor, and they're in your protest for what? For their own cause. Because they find that Donald Trump, he ain't about their cause. So they're fighting Donald Trump. They're fighting the far right. You understand? They're not fighting with you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They're not. You understand? Let's play a little bit of this video and you're going to see. All right? Let's play a little bit of this video and you're going to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you want to learn about, you know what I mean, what you should do. You better come into the I.S.U.P.K. Find that I.S.U.P.K. school that's close or inside your city, close to you. And you're going to learn. You know what I mean? You're going to learn how to fight. You're going to learn what to do. You're going to learn who to, you know what I mean, who to marry, who not to marry. You understand? Who to hang around, who not to hang around. Right? Come on, play it for me. All right, these are a little bit of it here. So, mm-hmm.
That is fully wrapped up with the car.
And if you all can hear it, if you're having a hard time hearing, let me know. So lay down a little bit.
Flip over because in the background you can hear somebody saying, "Why is it all white guys though?" This is a very important screenshot here because it looks as though the lady in the yellow is talking to the man that lit it on fire. Throughout the whole video, it doesn't look as though they are operating as a team. However, if you look really closely, you can see them communicating with each other because they go systematically in order. And here you can see the other person that lit the car on fire for some reason leading into the crowd. Of course, he comes back.
Right, so by now you should already see that everyone there that destroying that car is who? Is your oppressor. Is your oppressor. You understand? And if you continue looking at the video, you're going to see that they actually brought an old cop car. It's almost like it was staged. You understand? Like a cop car in the middle of the streets. What are they doing there? A cop just park and pull up and just jump out and leave the car in the middle of the street, right? That's what you want us to think, right? Now play a little bit again, and then we'll move on and actually get to the New York riots. And you'll see.
Play for you. You got to play.
No, play it.
Alright, if you look closely in the bottom left, you can see the same woman that was spray painting earlier. You can see her backpack on her back and the top of her head, and you see a bottle in the air. She's throwing the bottle. She's the first one to start saying.
Oh, man. We're skateboarders. They come along dressed now. I skip through a little bit. Skip.
To join in and partake. So after slowly trying to get people to join in and partake, it doesn't work. So what do? Step 2, take it to the next level.
I think it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
All right,
Skip that through.
Ever had a protest with the car? So immediately, whenever the car starts getting smashed, we got my boy that's never skated a day in his life running in to smash the windows, which they need to smash so that they can spray the lighter fluid.
You recognize it. Can't see none of the faces, right? Can't see none of the faces. Why? Because they're not about what you're doing out there, and that's not the way. You know what I mean? You can't have them up in your protests. You understand? You can't have them up in your marching, because this is what's going to happen. They're going to start everything and then do what? Leave when harm comes, or when the real problem comes. They're not going to be with you. You understand? Come on, play it.
Or is at the exact same time.
You see that might be enough. They basically going to torch the police car. You understand it? They basically just going to throw gas or kerosene in it, and they just going to light the police car up and torch it. You understand? Which lets you know that these people are not on our side. They're doing that for another agenda. You understand? Read. All right. So just turn the you sit down. You go down and read. All right.
Come. These violent counter-protesters are often part of Antifa, short for anti-fascists, a loose collection of groups, networks, and individuals who believe in active, aggressive opposition to far right-wing movements.
Right. And that has nothing to do with black people. Up to now, you hear nothing about helping black people. Nothing like that. Read on.
Their ideology is rooted in the assumption that the Nazi Party would never have been able to come to power in Germany if people had more aggressively fought them in the streets in the 1920s and 30s.
You understand? So this is Antifa, right? Now skip me to the part where about the hygiene. Skip me to the hygiene part. That's the part I want.
Come on, sir.
And you're going to tell me you have them in the middle of you? Yuck. As my daughter would say, yuck, daddy. Yucky.
Today, Antifa activists focus on harassing right-wing extremists both online and in real life. Antifa is not a unified group. It is a loose collection of local, regional groups and individuals.
Meaning they're what? They're fully indisciplined. You understand? Right, read on.
Come on, sir. So like I'm just trying to get to the part you wanted.
Take your time. You got to find that part.
Come on, sir. It might be on the last page.
Mm-hmm. Can't leave that out.
I found it.
Come on.
Today, Antifa argue they are on the ground defense against individuals they believe are promoting fascism in the United States. However, Antifa, who have many anti-police anarchists in their ranks, can also target law enforcement with both verbal and physical assaults because they believe the police are providing cover for white supremacists. They will sometimes chant against fascism and against law enforcement in the same breath. It's the part, sir.
No, good.
While some Antifa use their fists, other violent tactics include throwing projectiles, including bricks, crowbars, homemade slingshots, metal chains, water bottles, and balloons filled with urine and feces.
Filled with what?
Filled with urine and feces.
Now, you're going to tell me who blew that balloon up? I don't know who blew that balloon up, but urine and feces? Now, you want to be in a march or a protest with these kind of people? Hell no. Come on. Come on.
So that mean they had to put the urine and the feces in there first, and
Yes.
then blow up the balloon.
Yes. So you're going to have me say, they're going to tell you, well, they use, it was safe. You're playing with doo-doo. Ain't nothing safe with it. That's right. Yeah, with piss and doo-doo. Who does that? But a pig. You a pig. Right. In the real sense. You all got pigs running up and down in your protests. Nasty, filthy people. You understand? Yeah, that's Antifa for you. Far left. Real left.
Come on.
You understand? Now, give me Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 10. Right? And now while we get to that, we're gonna queue up the draft riots. All right? We're gonna queue up the New York draft riots. Okay? All right? And now remember the dates we had spoken about earlier on, right, with the Declaration of Independence, right? Write that on the board for me. When was the Declaration of Independence, Sadak? Write it on the board. So we're going to write these dates on the board right here, right? So you know it's in the year what? 1776, right? Good. When was slavery abolished? 68, right? Right. So 68. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes, Congress, this, the stages, right? And I want to say I know it has Parliament, but that's really Caribbean talk or British talk, Parliament. I forget what they call it here. The Senate, yeah, right? Huh? Same draft. Yes, same one from yesterday, right? So now, who has Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 10 for me? All right. All right. And then from there we'll go to Psalms 55. All right, come on. Who has it? You have it?
This is the wisdom of Solomon.
Let me get the mic by the time. Mm-hmm.
This is the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For the ear of jealousy.
No. That's not wisdom of Solomon.
You say chapter 1, verse 10?
Mm-hmm. That wisdom of Solomon. Hold on. Chapter 10? Chapter 1, verse 10. Hold on. Hold on. No, chapter 2, verse 10. Salaki. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let us oppress the poor.
Let us what?
Oppress the poor.
Let us oppress the poor. Always think that your oppressor, that's how he's always thinking. He always thinking of ways of doing what? Oppressing you. Don't ever think he is thinking of a way to make you a free man. You understand? That's not how he thinks. He's thinking how? Read.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man. For them to enjoy the American dream, black people have to be what? Oppressed. Hispanics have to be what? Oppressed. Native Indians have to be what? Oppressed. You understand? Read it again.
This is the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Mm-hmm.
Let us not spare the widow.
Let us not what?
Spare the widow.
You understand? Let us not spare the widow. All right, read on.
Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
All right, because you know a widow, she depends on what? A husband to take care of her. All right, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about financially. All right? She depends on that man inside here to do what? To protect her, to guide her, to make sure she does everything right according to the Lord.
Right.
You understand? That's what he's there for. You understand? And now a widow, she needs that authority over her. Now she has lost it. And what they did, they said we're going to oppress her more. You understand? Read on.
Verse 11.
No, that was it. Read that last part after oppress the widow. Not spare the widow.
Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
Which means what? This basically telling you they don't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. You're young, you're old, you're widows. They don't give a damn about us. Oh, come on. Mm-hmm. Yes. You understand? Yes. There's a good precept for it. Now go to Psalms 55. We'll hit verse 20. All right, and then we will get into this video right here, brother. Boy, oh boy. Let's know your oppressor have a lot to pay for. All right? And I hope none of us standing next to him when the Lord come. You know what I mean? Because when the Lord come with that drive-by, if you're in the same car with him, the same vicinity with him, it's a done deal. All right? You got it? Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them.
You understand? We were at peace with the white man. You had us in slavery. You had us, you know what I mean? We milk your cows. We took care of your kids. We fed your kids. we pick your cotton, we pick your tobacco. We were at peace with you. You understand? Read.
He has broken his covenant.
He has what?
He has broken his covenant.
He has broken his covenant. You understand? Saying that what? Black people were free. Were we really free? Lie. What did he do with the Native Indians? Made over 600 treaties with them and broke every last one. You always say, you good as your word? Not when it comes to the oppressor. Right. With him, you have to say you're as good as your action. You know what I mean? You can't say you're good as your word when it comes to your oppressor, because he don't hold to his words. You understand? He holds to what?
Himself?
Yeah, but come on a little more. Come on.
He holds to money.
Say it one more time.
Money.
He holds to what?
Money.
Money.
Cash money.
Money. You understand? That's what he holds to. So if you are standing in the way of him getting money, what's going to happen? Come on.
He gonna run over you.
Yeah, but give me the words. Run over you is a word the oppressor would use. What word would you use? Come on.
He will kill you.
He will kill you. You understand? Go ask 90-year-old Betsy who has an insurance on her head. She is going to die from that grandson once he find out she has an insurance on her head. You understand? There's so much stories out there of your oppressor killing their parents or their grandparents for inheritance, for money. You understand? America is built on what? For what? Money. You understand? Like all that tobacco, cotton, slavery was to make America what? The richest place on the face of the earth.
Right.
Is America not the richest place on the face of the earth right now?
Yes, it is.
It's the richest. Everybody wants to come to this place. Why? Because money. All the money in here. You got a lot of money to make. And guess who they're coming to oppress? Come on.
Israelites.
Yes, us. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And they know it. Right? Read on.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right? That declaration, what I call it, the proclamation. The Emancipation Proclamation. Those were smooth words, Ark. Those were words you thinking that and you doing what? Yay! And you think you was going to be out of slavery, to take the chains off, everything. Yay! Black power. It wasn't to be so, brothers and sisters. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right? Read a little bit of the proclamation for me. You understand? His words were smoother than what? Butter. Meaning slippery, meaning you're going to get what? Deceived if you're not in here. If you're not in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, your oppressor is deceiving you right now.
That's right.
He's deceiving you right now into thinking that you don't need the UPK. You understand? But you need this school.
That's right.
You're going to learn what you're supposed to learn in here pertaining to this Bible and how to go about life in America. Right? Read.
This is a transcript of the Emancipation Proclamation, January 1st, 1863, by the President of the United States of America, a proclamation. Whereas on the 22nd day of September in the year of our Lord 1862, a proclamation was issued by the President of the United States containing, among other things, the following, to wit, that on the first day of January in the year of our Lord 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be thenceforth, and forever free, and the executive government of the United States.
So in other words, Lincoln is giving you freedom. All right, he giving you freedom. Right? What they say? A gift destroy the heart. You understand? That destroy our minds to the point where, you know what I mean, we actually think we're free. You go have a conversation with a black or Hispanic out there that is actually working or has a slavery in America. And they're gonna think, I'm free. I got my own house, my own car, this, that, the other. And you think you're free. Who made the car? Where all the materials from your house came from. I'm sure it ain't no black person, but you're free. Yeah, right. Come on.
Salaki, and if I may, sir, if you missed one too many payments, they will repossess your car and your house instantaneously.
Yes. Which means it's not yours.
Right.
It belongs to who? The bank.
Right.
The same bank that ensure our forefathers to come across here to plant sugarcane, to pick cotton, you understand, to pick tobacco. Same banks, right? Some of them just go by what? Different names today, all right? They try to hide the history, you understand? Try to hide it by changing the name. I mean, and they don't teach you these things in school. So you just do what? You just forget about it, all right? Where we at right now? Read on.
And the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and will do no acts to repress such persons or any of them in any efforts they may make for their actual freedom.
So now this is Lincoln speaking here, right? Now, this is the Emancipation Proclamation. It's a transcript of it, right? Now, what you want to do is you could read that out, right? I want the states that were with the Union that had slaves, right? So he was all about what? Freeing the slave, right? Lincoln. That's what they say, right? He loved black people. He was about freeing black people. That's what they teach us in school, right? When that's a lie. You understand? That's smoother than what? Butter. That's smooth talk. You understand? Come on.
It's like, sir.
Uh-huh.
Come. This is the slave states that stayed in the Union.
Right? The slave state that stayed in the Union. Abraham Lincoln was about freeing the slave. Right? We just read what? The Emancipation Proclamation, a transcript of it. Read.
Come, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The slave states that stayed in the Union, Maryland, Missouri, Delaware, and Kentucky, remain seated in the U.S. Congress.
You understand? Which means what? What you could tell me now about the Civil War? Now, you know. Somebody online, tell me what that tells us about the Civil War. Come on. Sadak, what that tells me about the Civil War? Come on.
I would say that at the end of the day that it was pointless. Because if they were fighting to sit there and free the slaves and they still had slaves, what was the point of fighting?
You understand? What was the point of the fight? The fight was not to do what? Free the slaves. Right? Now you're gonna have to listen real good to what's gonna be said here. Right? You're gonna listen real good. Sadak, help me with the camera. All right? Listen real good to what's gonna be said right here. Now this is going into the New York draft riots. Why? Because the New York draft riots is another little skirmish that happened during the Civil War. While the Civil War was going on, the New York riots occurred. All right? Come on.
And then the Battle of Chancellorsville eclipsed Antietam as the deadliest battle in the nation's history, and then was itself eclipsed in the epic three-day Battle of Gettysburg, fought July 1st to the 3rd. In New York, the nation's largest city, the war had only highlighted underlying tensions. The city had been the epicenter of mass immigration in the first half of the 19th century. Prior to 1830, nearly all population growth in the U.S. was internal, and 98% of the population was native born. In the decade between 1820 and 1830, around 140,000 people immigrated to the U.S. In the decade between 1850 and 1860, that number had grown to 1.7 million. The foreign-born population of the United States had nearly doubled between the 1850 and the 1860 censuses. Irish immigration made up almost 40% of the foreign-born population in 1860. Germans, almost a third. Some 90% of the mass immigration
Skip
of
his
the
face.
antebellum period came north as new immigrants could not compete. Had led to violent the nativist Bowery Boys and the Irish Dead Rabbits. Had
Go
led to
back a
violent
little bit.
confrontation in 1857
Go back a little
called
bit.
Foreign mass migration resulted in inevitable conflict and nativist backlash. In New York, the rival street gangs of the nativist Bowery Boys and the Irish Dead Rabbits had led to violent confrontation in 1857 called the Dead Rabbits Riot that had resulted in 8 deaths and required the intervention
No,
of the New York State
pause
militia
that.
to restore.
No, there's a part in there, right? I think we missed it, but there's a part in there which tells you that the only reason why Lincoln went about writing this Emancipation Proclamation was only because he did not want Europe to get into the war and help the southern states, to help the Confederates. You understand? That's why Lincoln pushed this through Congress quick, so that the European countries don't look at America as being what? Slaveholders. You understand? So he did that. That's why Lincoln said if he could save the Union and not free the slaves, he would have done it. But he had to push this paper through so that Europe don't join what you call it again, the Confederacy. And now today America would have been totally different. Yeah, you might have still have laughing barrels. Who knows? You know what I mean? Right? So I think we missed that piece of it, but let's go on.
The tensions also affected New York City politics, where the Democrats supported strongly by the Dead Rabbits. Wood was one of the Democratic copperheads who opposed the war.
Right, so pause it there. So now you have your gangs, your Bowery Boys and your Dead Rabbits. You understand? Your Dead Rabbits now was backing Fernando Ward or whatever his name is, right? Was backing him. You understand? Now go on. Just like, like in all your politics, when you have these, like if you go back to check the history with Jamaica and them and these some countries where with politics come violence, like this side fighting this side with guns, with full out shootout in the streets, come all the way back from these, white, your oppressor. You understand? They were funding these gangs. You understand what I'm saying? Because the war was backed by who? By the Dead Rabbits. And they were who? Irish. Right? Come on. Yeah. No. This.
Arguing that New York should take care of its own working class before fighting a war over the working class in other states. In the face of increasingly vocal abolitionists in the city, Democrats had inflamed their Irish and German immigrant supporters by arguing that abolition would cause an influx of new black freedmen to the city who would compete for labor. To these immigrants already living in poverty and crowded slums, the Emancipation Proclamation had been the realization of their fears.
You understand? So now pause that. So what it's saying is that these Irish and Germans that came across to America, they were poor. So now, being poor, what they're looking for when they come to America, like Hispanics who come to America, they're looking for what? Come on, for work, for a job, to get some money. You understand? So now they say this whole Emancipation Proclamation, where they free the slave, is going to make them getting a job even harder. So that's where you get that that the Mexicans coming across here to take my job. These Irish were saying what? That these niggas were coming to take my job now. You understand? You understand? Like we get that saying from our oppressor, from our slave master. You understand? When the Mexicans is just like us, all they do is speak what? Spanish. That's all. The Latino, all they do is speak Spanish, but they're black just like us. Right? Come on. Now we're coming up to something very interesting.
Form of national but its losses and shift the tide of the war, voluntary
Now skip him. I don't want to see him.
In March of 1863, Congress had passed the Enrollment Act, a form of national conscription intended to replenish the ranks of the Union Army. The act required the enrollment of every male citizen and those immigrants who had filed for citizenship between the ages
No, pause that. No, you understand what's going on here. Now the drafting a what? What the drafting here? Come on. What was what we looking at here right now? The history of what? The New York what? Draft riots. So they're putting this draft up to what? Draft you into what? Into the military, Union Army. You understand? So this is a draft, right? Now in Israel, how do you get drafted to be in the Israel military? If you had our kingdom, how would you be part of that army? Come on. Precept. Numbers 1 and 3. Right? We don't have drafts where, you go sign up and put your name in some lottery and turn it. That's not us. You understand? We fight for one another because we really love one another. You understand? Your so-called oppressor, he does not love each other, so they have to find a way to do what? They have to find a way to get what? To get buddies. Right? Not with us. With us, we already have things lined up for that. You understand? And what is it saying in Numbers 1 and 3? Yanazah. Numbers 1 and 3. Whoever. All right? So stick with me, right? All right? So we're going to show you according, how it is.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 3. From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by armies.
You understand? That's how you were numbered to go to war. You understand? 20 years and what? Up. You understand? You in Israel, that's how you go to war.
Come on.
Right? You don't go to war by signing what? A draft? For what? Your people dying. You understand? Your people dying. Ain't no draft. Right? Continue.
Men would then be drafted by lottery to meet enlistment quotas. The act included a provision that was intended to soften opposition, but which became particularly controversial.
Pause that. You have to pause that. You're going to see what white man really is. How patriotic, he really is. Or if he's just a coward. You understand? So the draft had what in it? A provision in it where you could pay your way out of fighting, or you could have somebody substitute for you, like go instead of you. You understand? Now, give me that in the document that we have for it.
Come on, sir. This is the article on the draft evasion.
Right? It's called the draft evasion. Nice word for a coward, right? Draft for a coward. It's called draft evasion. Yes, like Donald Trump, your president. Right?
Draft evasion in the North during the Civil War, 1863 through 1865. There's like a little quotation.
You go ahead and read whatever.
Come on. We're coming, ancient Abraham, several hundred strong. We hadn't no $300, and so we come along. We hadn't no rich parents to pony up the tin,
right.
So we went.
This is a song they're singing, but give me to the meat of everything, of what it's speaking of, what it's talking about.
Come on. The bureaucracy. This parody of a popular song of Civil War America dramatizes the massive intrusion of the federal government into the personal lives of virtually all Northern families between 1863 and 1865. Between July between July 1863 and April 1865, 4 national drafts, resulting in a call of 776,829 men took place. Of these men, only 46,347 actually were held to service in the Union Army.
You understand? Cowards. Okay, say that number one more time. I don't think brothers hear the number.
Between July 1863 and April 1865, 4 national drafts, resulting in a call of 776,829 men took place. Of these men, only 46,347 actually were held to service in the Union Army.
You understand? 5% if so much. 5% if so much. He's a coward. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Now, continue playing this for me here. If we have time, we're going to break down on on the whole draft. Come on.
Men would then be drafted by lottery to meet enlistment quotas. The act included a provision that was intended to soften opposition, but which became particularly controversial. A person drafted could avoid service if they could find a substitute, that is, pay someone else to take their place, or pay a commutation of $300. As most working class individuals could not afford such a fee, that meant that the act disproportionately affected the working class and gave rise to the slogan, "Rich man's war, poor man's fight." And the act further contributed to the tension over labor, as black men were not subject to the act, as they were not yet considered citizens. Anti-war newspapers worked to inflame sentiment in the months between the passage of the act and the first draft lotteries, decrying the fact that the $300 commutation was a third the average price of a slave in the South.
Now stop that. Now when you ask, you should go over this, right? Just for time, right? What he was basically telling you is that $300 is just 1/3 of what the cost was for a slave in America. How much did a slave cost in America? I know you know, but I want brothers online or inside here who wasn't here yesterday with me to give me the total. How much you think a black person costs, a Negro costs in America, a slave costs in America? Come on. $100? Sure now. You're going that cheap. Put it in your Google machine and tell me how much you get. What was the average price of a slave? Mm-hmm. What was the average? Come on. No. $90? Nah. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. You know how much your forefathers and them cost? Just think it was $90. Just know that we were enslaved by every single last one of them. Come on. Yes, 1/3 the cost of a slave. That $300 is 1/3 the cost to get out of what you call it again, of that the draft. Come on. 2 seconds and then I'm gonna get the answer. It was approximately $900. That's how much it cost back then. And now these Irish, right? These leprechauns, right? They said what? That $300 was what? 1/3 the price of a what? Of a slave. So they, in their mind, they would what? Their lives would what? Nothing. All right, that's their game play. Remember, his words is what? Smoother than what? Butter. All right? How if you were in Israel, how did you get out of your military call-up? Come on. If you had a what? See somebody studying. Precept. Deuteronomy 24 and 5. Get that? Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, we don't pay money to get out of war. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't say, well, I can't be like, well, Slacky, sir, Maya, go take my spot.
So lucky. I was going to say 2 people online did say the sister Isaiah Ashar said $1,000 and the brother Abadawan said 900.
That's right.
And it's lucky. And Officer Lahab said if you got a new wife, sir.
Right, good. If you had a new wife, correct. Come on, you got it? Deuteronomy. Salaki, let Yanazar get. I need you on this. Stay on this here for now. And what is 24 and 5?
I got it. The book of
for now.
Slaki. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24, verse 5. When a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war.
He shall not what?
Go out to war.
He shall not go out to war. You understand? He shall not go out to war. That's the only way back. You know, I mean, if we had our military, that's how you would get out of it. Right now, don't expect that to happen. I mean, we full out under siege, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? You go get married the next day, the day after, you out battling. You know what I mean? Doing how we protest every day for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? So now, get me back to the to this here now.
Working class white man, less valuable than a slave.
Right.
The first drawing of draft numbers occurred in New York City in July of 1863, less than erupted over class and race. The first drawing of 1,200 names on July 11th went peaceably enough, but the city seethed over the next day, and the powder keg erupted when the second drawing of names began on Monday the 13th at the U.S. Provost Marshal's Enrollment Office at 3rd Avenue and 47th Street. A rowdy crowd gathered, and as more names started to be drawn, suddenly a gun rang out. As if on cue, the crowd erupted, attacking the office with paving stones and trying to storm the building to destroy the enrollment documents, setting the building on fire.
Okay, now the riot starts. Right? So, my question to you is this. Why do black people riot? Come on. So in other words, black people are what? Oppressed, correct. Right? We oppressed. So that's our way of doing what? Trying to hear our voice. Trying for them to, you know what I mean, to actually, you know what I mean, hear what we have to say. So we go out there, we protest, and sometimes it may turn into what? A riot like Rodney King. Or like what happened recently in Minneapolis and across, you know what I mean, these different states. Because we are oppressed. Now my question to you is, why do white people riot? Come on. No. Because they already have power. Come on. Nah. Come on. Come on. Those of you online, why does the oppressor riot? Why does the oppressor riot? So they're gonna come in here and play some double jeopardy. Yeah, I know. Come on. So, Why does the oppressor riot? You want it. Meaning what? Well, so when he riots, he is rioting because of what? Yes. You're on it. You're closest to it right now. Right? Your oppressor, he riots when he sees his freedom being taken from him. He wants the choice, the freedom to do what? To say, I'm going to join the military. I'm going to do this. He does not want someone telling him what? You better, you know what I mean, you better come on, you know what I mean, put your name in some lottery to get it pulled. Come on.
It's like I said, the sister said, for fear that their rights will be taken.
Yes, same thing. Correct. That's when they riot. That's when they, you know what I mean, pull out in arms. That's happening recently. That happened where? In Raleigh. Right? Raleigh, where they went, where did they go? Downtown Raleigh with the guns because of the COVID-19, and they were feeling like they were what? Their freedom was being taken away from them. When you tell white people they can't go outside, you can't do this for this amount of time, they feel like you are taking their freedom away from them. So they, you know what I mean, they get to clipping up. I mean, you go out there with just boots and placards. They go out there with boots and guns. That's how they protest. That's when they see that, you know what I mean, they're in fear of the government taking power or taking their freedom away. Right? We protest because we are just oppressed. We riot because we are oppressed. They are not rioting because they're oppressed. They're rioting because their freedom is going to be taken away from them. Right? Now put the camera back on it. Come on.
Departments tried to fight the fires, the rioters attacked them and destroyed their equipment. Other rioters attacked streetcars, killing the horses and breaking up the cars, while still more tore down the telegraph lines to prevent communication to the rest of the city. As the rioting spread, the Metropolitan Police Department tried to quell the violence, but the force was outnumbered, and the New York State militia had been sent to the Great Battle at Gettysburg.
No, pause
leaving
this.
The city virtually.
Pause it. Now, this whole riot has to deal with what? With Lincoln doing what? Having a what? A draft for the Irish and the Germans to go what? The immigrants to go what? To go to war. That's what it's all about. You understand? That's what it's all about. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Now, read on. Play it. Play it for me.
Undefended. When Police Superintendent John Kennedy arrived to assess the situation, the crowd attacked and brutally beat him. While they were unable to quell the riots, the police had some success containing them. When a mob attacked the offices of the New York Tribune, a prominent Republican and abolitionist newspaper, with the intent of hanging Editor Horace Greeley, a group of nearly 100 officers attacked the mob from the rear, causing them to clear the building. The staff of the New York Times turned back the mob themselves by manning Gatling guns. The mob targeted homes of draft supporters, well-known Republicans, and the wealthy on Fifth Avenue, looting as they went. They set fire to the 8th and 5th District police stations. The largely Irish Catholic rioters targeted Protestant charities.
Right, so now pause that, right? So now today, who is the police force made up of? Come on. Irish in New York. Most of them are what? Irish. You understand what I'm saying? Look at what they did back then. So you see, that worked for who? For them. That worked for them, right? You're going to see how much it worked for them. Come on. Play it.
Amend the 5 Points mission. When the proprietors of the Bull's Head Hotel on 44th Street refused to serve the mob alcohol, they burned the hotel to the ground.
Right, but they make us out to be animals, right? They make us out to be animals. Like, we have no right to, you know what I mean? There's no cause to loot. There's no cause to riot. You understand? But when they're angry, they have a cause to pick up guns and go on the march on the government. They had a cause to do that, right? But we animals. Right? Come on, play.
Targeted black people, seeking, it seems,
No.
to eradicate them from the labor force.
Now, hold on. What does black people have to do with the draft?
Right.
That's what I want to know. I want to ask an old Irishman. What does the black people have to do with the New York City draft? We didn't put that on you. That was your own brothers that put that on you. You know what I mean? You didn't want to include us in being, what I call it, citizens. You understand? But now you so angry. Now, this is the second party. Give me a little more. To the point where it's why it is so-called oppressor, right? Why he riots. Now we know he riots when his freedom, when he sees his freedom is being taken away from him. I mean, he goes crazy, he goes nuts. But there's another reason why. There's another good reason. You know, hold on.
It's like it's a brother online.
Brother, come on, what the brother said?
Officer Shabaya Allah said, war is in their hearts.
Yes. You understand? They want, in other words, they want an excuse to do what? Kill. Yeah, they love to kill. You understand? Like, we will take the guns and go on the range and shoot those targets up and be like, you know, we had some fun. No, they want bodies. They want live ammunition going into somebody live, living. It is a thrill to them. You understand? They live for it. America has, since America has been America, it has been at what? War. They love war. They love to kill. They love it. You understand? And that's why what Jeremiah bring on last week was so, you know what I mean, was so heavy. Right? Now, they love to kill to the point whereas if you want to kill, you could do what? Join the military. Now, you know what I mean, they no more at war, or you become a veteran, meaning you retire from the military. There's still a place for you to what? To kill. And where's that place today? Come on. The police department. You understand? They join the police force after they come from the military. Killing, they still what? Thirsting to kill. You understand? So they join what? The police force. So now they have the right to do what? Kill. You understand? Like, he has a appetite for killing that cannot be quenched. It cannot be quenched. You understand? He must kill. If he ain't killing a human, he's killing a deer, he's killing something. He going all the way to Africa to kill the last silverback gorilla or the last this or the last that on the earth. He want that to kill. Come on. Come on.
The Y asks, Salakia, is war in the Bible like camp on Saturdays, or is it a physical battlefield where two sides kill each other?
Okay, war it could be twofold, right? Meaning it is war, like physical war that you go fight, or you go, you know what I mean, it's a mental war you're in, a mental fight you're in, a spiritual fight. That's the fight that we have right now going on. Right now is not a physical fight. Right now is a what? Spiritual fight, a spiritual war we're in. You understand? Come on.
We battle not against flesh and blood, but principalities.
Yes. You understand? Find that for me. Find it. Good. Find it for me. You understand? Like, the war we fighting right now ain't the war that is so-called, you know what I mean, oppressor, you know what I mean, wants you to think that he think he's going to meet us with. Come on. Read it. That's all right.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
Meaning what? We're not at physical war right now. Right? Read on.
but against principalities.
But against what?
Principalities.
Against principalities. You understand? Against this Christianity, against Islam, against capitalism, against democracy. You understand? Read on.
Against power, against rulers of the darkness of this world,
You understand?
against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. That's what we wrestle against. You understand? That's your Christianity, your democracy, your capitalism. You understand? Your policies that made to oppress black people. Right? That's what we're wrestling against right now. Right? And another good one is Jeremiah. I think it's Jeremiah 16 and 16, where it say he sent for what? Fishers. And then after he's going to send for what? Hunters. That's where the physical war comes in. Right now, what we actually doing on the street is fishing. What we're doing in these classes online, we are fishing brothers and sisters into the street. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you listen to this class, you come all the way in, man. I mean, you brothers put on all black. I mean, get in these classes. You understand? We're going to show you how to fight. Come on. You have a question?
I was just asking, what about 2 Corinthians 10 and 4?
What does it say?
The weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right, read that.
Come,
Yeah,
come.
that's another good precept. Get it and read it. All right.
Carnal con.
That's on point.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal,
All right.
but mighty.
Right, but mighty. You understand? Like
Come,
what
come.
we're doing here right now. You see these classes, these precepts we're bringing out. You understand? These, you know what I mean? This is how you fight right now. This is how you tear down that image of the beast. That's how you tear it down. That's how you dispel all the lies that he's saying about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The lies he's saying about this Bible, about Jesus dying for everybody. Jesus only died for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The Most High only loved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? This is how you fight. You know what I mean? You come sit down and learn. Put on your boots. We're going to good you up just like a soldier. And you're going to learn to fight just like a soldier.
That's right.
All right? Come on, play this. Finish playing this for me now.
Come on, sister had a question.
Come on.
Come on. A sister asks,
Mm-hmm.
Yashalin Judah asks, is Saudi Arabia our oppressor too? Is he also Esau?
Saudi Arabia. Okay. No, but they have oppressed us. Right? They along with the so-called white man, if you go and do the history on slavery, the Saudi Arabia had a lot, those Arabs had a lot to play with slavery also too. You know what I mean? The history out there that they took some of us across there as being slave also too. And they did even, if not the same, worse than what the white man did to us. Right? And I think the second part is she said, is he a white man? Okay, now the elites in Saudi Arabia, those would be considered more than likely white or Edomites, right? And that's from Alexander period, Alexander the Greek period, where he left his Roman generals over these cities, all right? So those are Greek babies that's actually in power in Saudi Arabia. Those Arabs are actually those dark Arabs across there. Those are your Arabs. You understand? Those ones in power in Saudi Arabia, in what's the other one? Iran. Give me some of these. Yes, Arab Emirates, Iraq. Those are Greek babies. All right, come on. Is there any question? No, let's get back on this this video right here, and you're gonna see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That what they did to us in the New York riots was heinous, and it's a history that they try to wipe from our history, just like slavery. They try to wipe that plus the Civil War in that we went over last week. When those brothers went down there in South Carolina, when those cowards ran out of Charleston, and those brothers went in and buried those soldiers. You understand? Come on. Yes, that's what I was trying to get out, right? But those Arabs built the ships. You understand? The white man ensured it. The Africans wronged us up, and we were here in America. You understand? Come on.
The mob brutally targeted black people, seeking, it seems, to eradicate them from the labor force.
So what?
They especially targeted...
To eradicate them from the what? Labor force. Ain't no difference than what? You Hispanic taking our jobs. Just they go overboard with it by doing what? By really taking you out. So now there is a vacant position. You understand? Like that's how he thinks. He don't think, well, you just taking our jobs. Nah, I'm gonna have to do something about this. I'm gonna have to lynch you. Because if you wasn't around, then I would have what? Money to do what? To pay my way out of the draft. Right? A bunch of cowards. Come on.
But wouldn't they not want to do the jobs that those black people that they were killing were doing anyway?
Yes, but your oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Right.
He is just, okay, once he starts a riot act, he is just looking for something to kill. I sure the dogs, everything on the streets was done. They was dead. Everything moving was dead. You understand? You had a short picture in the beginning with a dog on his back. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he just want an excuse to do what? To kill. You think he care about the job? Where he come from? Where he came from? Yeah, so he could have done what? He could have gone back to Europe. He could have go back to Ireland. He could have go back to Germany. But you say, you know what? Nah. Here, I can kill and what? You'll see. I want to jump the gun. I want to jump the gun. But go ahead and play it.
If I may, just throw another crime with a white man out there. A report just came out that, like, at the detention centers, when they're deporting the women, they're raping the women right before they send them back.
Yes, I heard that. I think YAHANNA brought that out on his one of his radio shows. You understand? He is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
That's right.
You understand? He just want a cause to do what? Take advantage of a situation.
Wow.
Right? Come on.
Black workers near the docks, where they have been seen as the biggest threat to labor. Black men were beaten, stabbed, and lynched in the streets, their bodies mutilated. Businesses that served black patrons were burned. The crowd burned the pharmacy owned by James McCune Smith on West Broadway, thought to be the first pharmacy owned by a black man in America. The mob targeted the Colored Orphan Asylum on 5th Avenue between 43rd and 43rd.
No, pause that. He going on attack what? An orphanage with kids in it. It was just, you know what? He just about what? Killing anything that moves. Right. Anything that's not white is going to see the bullets. Or get stabbed or what? Lynched. Or burnt to the ground. That's how he thinks. That's who you're playing with. And that's why the Lord said, do not what? Don't join on to this man. Don't join on to him. Right? Finish it off there.
Streets, a symbol of white charity towards blacks and black upward mobility. The police and staff were able to evacuate the 223 children, but the mob looted and burned the building and savagely beat a white Irishman who tried to intervene on behalf of the children. The mob continued looting and burning through the next day, but by Wednesday, troops, hastily sent from Pennsylvania, started to arrive. By Thursday, thousands of federal troops were in the city. The mob and militia continued to skirmish, but the troops had the upper hand. A final confrontation on the night of the 16th killed a dozen people. In all, about 120 people were killed in the New York City draft riots, most all black men, at least.
Just skip him through. Yeah, skip him through.
I think he's swimming.
All right. So yeah, we don't need to. You can take him off now. Right. So they say about 120 black men were killed in the riots. Right. No, 120 men were killed in the riots. I think the majority of them were blacks. All right. And that was basically it. That was in New York riots. You know what I mean? That was in New York City draft riots, which had nothing to do with what? Black people. But some way, the devil find a way to do what? To blame us. You understand? Not just blame us, but to kill us. Always looking for a way to do that. Come on.
Saying it's so heavy because we're looking at literally almost three separate eras or three separate situations where we get caught in the middle of something that has absolutely nothing to do with us, but they try to pretend like it has to do with us, especially in the case of the Civil War, where we grew up going to school. I know I remember in elementary school and high school, they just taught us that the South was racist and the North was progressive people who love black people.
Right.
And that they freed the slaves. And I'm finding out now that that's a damn lie. Like Lincoln didn't care about black people. The Union didn't care about black people. It was all a political move. Like you said, a battle against brothers. And the same thing happening now with these, you know what I mean, our brothers and sisters going out here rioting, thinking that, you know what I'm saying, Antifa, because they throw on a scarf around their face and they say Black Lives Matter, that they down for them, when really they're not out there rioting because they care about black people. They got their own agenda.
Yes.
It's the same thing over and over again.
Yes. That's why the Bible tells you to do what? Separate. You have to separate. You want your own kingdom. You want black people to strive. You have to separate. You understand? You have to, or else you're going to get caught up in the gunfire. Come on.
Bible once said, it's actually the same battle. It's the Republicans and the Democrats today. It's the same thing.
Yeah. You understand? It's Barry Boys and what? And the Dead Rabbits. Even Barry Boys and the Dead Rabbits is the red coats and the what? The blue coats. The Union and the Confederates. You understand? Like and we just pawns in the middle. Why not come and join the UPK so you don't be a pawn? That's right. You understand? In here we ain't breeding pawns. Out there you're a pawn to the so-called oppressor. Outside of the school you are a pawn. Don't get wax. You understand? Don't get out of smooth talk into thinking that you're not a pawn when you're outside of this school. You want protection, come in this school. I mean, the Lord going to protect you as much as he could. He going to have mercy on you as much as he could inside here. Outside there, I can't vouch for you. I can't vouch that he's going to do it. You understand? Now, what did we say was the white man? What is his what drives the white man? Come on. Money, right? So now, Sadak, since you're here already, read this right here. What you're reading, right? And this is way back then, right? When I say way back then, meaning maybe in the 1800s. They get the dates there?
In this particular chapter is 1511.
1511, right? Is that wrong? 1511. And read the top, right? They tell you what place they're talking about. No.
Don't give him the title of the book.
You can get him, get him the title of the book.
This is Bartolome de las Casas, a short account of the destruction of the Indies. Right. This is the chapter on Cuba.
Right, this is on Cuba, right? The tribe of what? Manasseh. You understand? Read.
Come.
Right, and more than likely your Taino Indians, which is your Ephraimites, were on that island also too, right? And in the Caribbean, what they teach us is there's your Carib and there was your Arawak, right? But they both were Indians. You understand? One was I think Taino. I think the other one was Native Indian. And they say one used to eat the other, right? Which was a lie. Right, Carib, but yes, right? And they taught us that one used to eat the other when it, that's a lie. You understand? That was just an excuse for your so-called oppressor to come in and just kill people and take over. That was the excuse for him. Come on.
So, like, so quick question. So, all that stuff about a lot of them Native Indians being cannibals wasn't true because that sister Candace, what's the name? Candace Owens.
Yes.
She just came out and said that basically the Native Indians, we should be glad that white men came over and Christianized them,
Right.
Because they were cannibals.
Right, and that's a lie. I mean, like black, yes, and sad to say, but we as you know, what I mean, like Black Uncle Toms, we read we digest what our oppressor wants us to digest. You understand? Whatever he tells us, we just swallow it up, eat it, and go about with business. You are African, you just swallow that up. You African American, you just swallow that up, eat it, and you go. We, on the other hand, in here, we don't just swallow that up. We go where? We go in the records right here, this Bible right here. And we're going to pull out what? That we blacks, we Israelites, we the Jews, the real Jews the Bible speaks of. I ain't no filthy fly on the lip Hamites. You understand? That's right. I ain't no doo-doo in a balloon bag with urine oppressor. That's not me, Ark. You know what I mean? That's not us. You know what I mean? I don't let no cow piss on my head and to take a bath and say something spiritual, cleansing myself. That's not us. I'm not putting a plate in the lips the Lord gave me. I'm Salaki. Oh, hell no. For me to be talking all the way back here. You all can't understand me? Hell no. You know what I mean? I ain't no African. Right? Come on.
This is the chapter on Cuba. It says, they have a God whom they worship and adore.
Right? They have a God who they worship. And he's speaking about the so-called Spaniards at this time. All right? Or your so-called British or your Englishman. You understand? Or your Americans, basically. Because your Americans really came from who? Who make up America? Come on. Majority Englishmen, but you're Irish and you who? You're Germans, you're Italians. So America is just mixing with all these Caucasian, like with the whole family America is made up with. That's why when you ask a Caucasian what's his race, he's going to tell you I'm Irish American or I'm Italian American. You know what I mean? Or Portuguese American. Or Spanish American. Come on.
Slaki, if I may, so I believe in this area at the time, mostly it was English and Spanish. Even Christopher Columbus was Italian, but he was employed by the English.
Yes, right? Around this time with Cuba. Come on.
They have a God whom they worship and adore. And it is in order to get that God from us so that they can worship him that they conquer us and kill us. Mm-hmm. He had beside him, as he spoke, a basket filled with gold jewelry.
A what?
A basket filled with gold jewelry.
A basket filled with what? Gold jewelry, and said, this is the God of your oppressor. Your oppressor worships money. And ain't nothing you could do to stop that. Like, you think you could go change your oppressor overnight. No. The Bible says he eats and he's still not filled. You understand? Like, he will come in here and steal everything inside here, and guess what? Guess what you're going with too? No, you're going with the paint on the wall. He's scraping now. You're finding a way to scrape the paint off the wall. Right. And taking that too. You want to understand your oppressor? That's his mindset. He comes in, he will come in and take everything. And if you stand in his way, he's going to do what? He's going to kill you. The ones that he does not kill, he is going to do what? Oppress. He's going to enslave. Right? Read on.
And he said, here is the God of the Christians.
Right. Here is the God of the Christians. You understand? And now we serve Christianity. Now we in all the Christian churches. When the Christians were the one doing what? Killing us. The Christians were the one lynching us on trees. The Ku Klux Klan were what? Christians. And they burn crosses on the lawn. You understand? And we will end on this. Come to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Are we going to end on this?
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
What?
Never trust thine enemy.
Meaning what? You can't go and have him up in your parade. You marching, he marching up in your parade, in your protest, I mean. Like you say, never trust the enemy, meaning he not supposed to be nowhere close to, you know what I mean, around to where you having, you know what I mean, some form of protest or anything that's dealing with your people.
Right.
You understand? Right? I know you have to go slave with him. Go slave with him. But after you're slave, get home. Right. Don't stay on your work and line with Johnny. You understand? Because Johnny trying to do what? Make you lose your job so Johnny could bring his son in. Right. You understand? Johnny trying some way for you to, you know what I mean, for him to laugh at you in some way, form, or the other, because, you know what I mean, he is just the what? The devil, the Bible speaks of. That's right. You understand? Read on.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Meaning what? Meaning what? Come on, Sadak.
His wickedness is just is for sure. It's going to happen. He's going to be wicked, just like iron is going to rust.
Yes, it is not. Don't think that, you know what I mean, it's not there. It's just dormant, and it's going to come. It's going to come to life in the right time. It's come to light in the right time. No, I got good white friends. Okay. Wait till the race war start. We'll see how good your white friend is. You know what I mean? Wait till hard times hit. Wait till your white friend feel you are taking her freedom. Wait and see watch and see what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? She can't shoot the gun. She gonna pull the bow and arrow on you. You know what I mean? Read.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Abraham Lincoln.
That's right. Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Abraham Lincoln. That's right. You understand? Wasn't it Bill Clinton? All your presidents that said they were going to do what? Fight for black people. We going, you know what I mean? Obama. Take good heed of them. Read on.
And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
You understand? Meaning what? Come on. Yes. You understand? And history is like this. See him for who he really is. You understand? That he really not about any black agenda. His agenda is his agenda for his people. Right. You understand? That's why you need a black leader like Commander General YAHANNA over you. Because that's who he is for. He's for black people. He is for Hispanics. He's for Native Indians. You understand? Not Donald Trump, not your Senate, not your cabinet. You know, they're not for black people. Come on. They roll him out. You understand? And then you got Negro leaders out here trying to join with your oppressor. But the Bible is saying to do what? Don't join them. Right. Don't join them. Separate from them. You understand? He gonna get a good bite too. Come on.
Stay away from the man that has the power to kill you.
Yes.
Also talking about the
yes.
Bill, right?
Yes. Because you see what happened here.
Right.
You understand? Like you living peacefully. You live in let me use the word bougie Negroes use. Yeah, to be politically correct. You live in segregated from the so-called oppressor, and somehow the riot find its way to where you living, and you now getting lynched, stabbed, right? Mutilated. You know what mutilated mean, right? Meaning what? Come on. To what? Mutilate? Come on.
Like almost like getting dog sicked on you and you're just getting torn up and beaten
Look it up. Let's look up what mutilate means. Let's see if we could paint that picture of what they was actually doing to us. All right, mutilate. You understand? They were stabbing us, they were lynching us, and they were mutilating us.
Come on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Google definition of mutilate. Inflict a violent and disgusting injury on.
Right? So meaning what? They could have been what? Chopping off your leg, your hand. You know what I mean? Knowing your oppressor, he more than likely was going to your groin area too. You know what I mean? Like to him is just, I'ma just do you the most horrific thing I could do. Come on.
So I was gonna say a good example of mutilation would be what they did to Emmett Till.
Right. You understand? Very good. Yes. That's a good example of it. You understand? Just figure him to the point whereas you looking in the casket and you cannot picture, if you never saw him before, you would not know what he looked like looking at him in the casket. And his mother opened that so they could see what they did to him. You understand? That was rough. That was real rough. You understand? And it boils down to Rosewood, to Black Wall Street. And next week I'm gonna look up one for you also too called the Elaine Massacre. How many of you have ever heard about the Elaine Massacre? You heard about it? I believe so. We're gonna bring it out next week, right? They didn't, and this is one thing with your so-called oppressor. He find ways to try and hide certain stuff from you, right? By using certain words. When this Elaine Massacre was really a race riot. You understand? Come on.
When we continue to study, we're going to find out, Adawan, that they've done it all over the country. Every time a black community built itself up, they destroyed it.
For sure. And you know what I mean? We saying destroy, but just imagine what comes with that destruction. The hanging, the shooting, the raping. You know what I mean? Some of these things they don't even document. They just tell you what they want to tell you because they don't want to look like what? Monsters. But they are monsters. All right? And with that, any more questions? If not, with that, I'm going to pass it. Come on.
I just wanted to read the first part of 12. If I
Come on.
could, sir. And this is Ecclesiasticus 12 and 12.
Anybody, you all on YouTube or Facebook, if you have any questions, bring it now. Come on.
It says, set him not by thee.
What?
Set him not by thee.
Meaning, yeah, what do they call them? Antifas? Antifa. Don't have them next to you. Right. You know what I mean? If you're going out there to protest for our cause, I understand your pain. You may not have the direction that brothers and sisters have in here, but you have that, you know what I mean, that love for that brother, for what you saw. You should not have them, what?
Set them not by thee.
They should not be set by thee. Meaning they should not be standing up next to you. You understand? And with that, any questions? With that, I'm going to pass the class over to the priest officer. Help me out. Maya. I have so much names to remember. It's lucky. Maya watch me like I as a crackling or something. Be like, so you forget my name? It's lucky, brother.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements.
Top one. Let's stick it.
We're the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA.
New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from their head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, of course, is which is the memorial of blowing up trumpets, right? Which is September the 27th, I believe. It falls in right, September the 17th, actually. You understand? So as we close to that, we'll keep y'all posted and tune in and know what to do. You understand? And who to contact as far as when you bring your items or materials to the feast. You know what I mean? And just so y'all know that, you know what I'm saying, that last feast, of course, was a glorious feast. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let's remind Akim and Akwati to check the social media such as I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for